As we wait to see the official British Irish Lions selection, I want to make a prediction video of who I think will make the starting 15, and I also added my additional thoughts on who will make a 6-2 split and who will make a 7-1 split. I want to know if you enjoy this video, crew, and if you do, be sure to drop a like and hit the sub. It helps us out a lot. And if you haven't already, be sure to join the QSN Rugby Collective on skool.com/rugby. Players, analysts, coaches, referees, enthusiasts, we all connect and share the passion we love for the game rugby. We're building, crew. The first 1,000 members are free, and after that, it turns to a paid group. I hope to see you in there. The links are in the description. But without further ado, let's look at my starting 15 for the British and Irish Lions. Let's go. All right, I wanted to do my best to do my predictions, so there was a lot of due diligence and research on my part based off of what I've been learning in the game of rugby since last year, looking at the test matches, looking at Six Nations over the past couple years, and just seeing how the squads break down and the players that I like. And so this is my thought process based on my perspective and my thoughts. So I want to know what you think, crew, and as always in the comments below, let me know if you agree or disagree. But we'll start out, and I'm starting with my front row. I have my notes here on the right so I can stay on track and on point. So my front row, 1 through 3. At number 1, at loosehead prop, I have Andrew Porter from Ireland as my front runner in the starting 15. I think he's an absolute powerhouse. He has great scrum strength and he's dominant. I think he is one of those players that has stood out on my radar, and I've just watched him play, learned about him in Six Nations documentary, and I just really like his play style. So I have Andrew Porter as my loosehead prop, and he is my number 1. For hooker, I have Dan Sheehan from Ireland. His combination of mobility, accuracy, and lineout and scrummage power makes him a complete package. And the guy is a freaking beast, man. He can bench press a house. I think he's an incredible player. So Dan Sheehan is my number 2. He is my hooker for the British Irish Lions. Moving along to number 3. At my tight head, I have Tog Furlong as my tight head prop, another Irishman. So we have 3 Irish players as my 1, 2, and 3 as my front row. Despite some injury concerns recently, I think when he's fit, he's arguably one of the best tight heads in the world. He's technical in the scrum, and he has supreme athleticism around the field, and I think he's going to be a huge asset in the Lions tour. So my first 3 to round it out for my front row is Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tag Furlong. Moving on to my second row, my 4 and 5, my locks. Coming in as the lock, I have Maro Itoje at number 4, and I also have Maro being the captain of the squad. I think Itoje brings phenomenal athleticism. He's disruptive in defense, has great leadership qualities, and there's strong speculation that he's going to be the captain of the tour. I have him being the captain of the tour, and there was a stat that came out about he's played 80 minutes in so many consecutive games over the past, I don't know how many test matches. You have to let me know. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but he's shown supreme durability and conditioning, and I think he has the experience to be the captain. And I think having an elite edge rush is like having an elite edge rusher. Because I made a comparison based on my football knowledge and bringing it over to rugby. He has like that edge rusher mentality where he can dominate, but he's also very good in the air as well. So Maro's my number 4. At number 5, I have Tag Byrne from Ireland as my number 5. I think he's a turnover machine with incredible work rate. He'll be a formidable, he'll form a formidable engine room, like the combination of complementary skills. So we have Maro with his durability and efficiency, and we also have this incredible work rate from Tag Byrne. So I think these two together are going to be just a machine, and they're going to really bring the second row up, and I think they're going to be very dominant on this tour. So that's what I have as my 4 and 5. As my back row, my 6 through 8, starting off as my blindside flanker, I have Tom Curry as my number 6 from England. His defensive intensity, his breakdown work, and his tackling ability reminds me of that linebacker ability they have in American football, where he's always making plays on the ball, and no matter where you see him on the pitch, he's always has a nose for the ball. He's always there. So I think Tom Curry has displayed incredible athleticism and skill, and he gets the nod from me as the number 6 as my blindside flanker. Going for my number 7, my open side flanker, I have Jack Morgan from Wales. And he's an up-and-coming star. Amazing breakdown skills and incredible speed. A young man. He's proven himself in Six Nations, and he's proven himself throughout the tests. I think Jack Morgan is my number 7, and I think he's going to do incredible on this tour and really get that expertise or get that experience in all of these matches as they tour. So Jack Morgan gets the nod from me from Wales. Moving to my number 8, I have Caelan Doris as my number 8 from Ireland. He's a powerful carrier, skilled defender, and he has IQ that's off the charts. He's also a contender for captaincy, so I think he might be a VC with Maro Itoje, but we'll see how that all plays out. That's just my thought process, and I think he represents the kind of athlete who can excel in any sport. So Caelan Doris is my number 8, and we'll move on to my backs, my halfbacks, my 9 and 10. At number 9, I have Jamison Gibson Park from Ireland. This guy, absolutely incredible from every time I've seen him. Insane IQ. His quick service, game management, and ability to control the tempo makes him perfect for the back line. And I just think he just has that leadership ability to keep him on pace. And just from what I'm seeing, what he's doing in Ireland, absolutely exceptional player. So Jamison Gibson Park, JGP gets the nod for the number 9 for me. At number 10, I have the man Finn Russell. I think he's going to be the fly half from Scotland. His creativity, his vision, ability to unlock defenses are unmatched in the Northern Hemisphere. He has that, and I'm comparing to American football just because that's my experience. He has that Patrick Mahomes-like ability where he can make things happen where nobody else sees. He has a sixth sense and an ability to make magic happen. And I know they call him the Lionel Messi of rugby. He just has that vision and likes to have that creativity. And I think he's going to add a lot of flair to the tour with that playmaking ability. So that rounds out my halfbacks. Looking at my centers, my 12 and 13 for the tour. Coming in at number 12, I have Bundee Aki, Mr. Consistency himself from Ireland. He brings power, he brings direct running, and he brings defensive solidity. This man is an absolutely exceptional player, tenacious, hard-nosed, has an amazing work rate, and he has that running back ability in the midfield. He's physical, but he also has incredible and surprising skills with the pace and speed and athleticism that he has. Bundee Aki gets my nod as my number 12. Moving to number 13, from Scotland, I have Sione Tuipulotu as my outside center. And I think his combination of power, footwork, distribution skills makes him perfect for creating space for the outside backs. And I just think he has that prowess, he has that creativity, and he sees the field. I really love watching Tuipulotu play the game. Young man, I know he's dealt with some injuries, but I have him as my outside center. Bundee Aki is my inside center, and I think they're just going to work so well together and create a solid dynamic that will bring the Lions together. Moving on to my back 3, my 11, my 14, and my 15. At 11, I have James Lowe. This guy has shown supreme consistency every time I've seen him. Playing for Leinster, playing for Ireland. He is hyper consistent, extremely athletic, talented, skilled, powerful, great at the high ball. I put him on the left wing because I think he offers a strong left boot. He has power running and excellent aerial skills. So I have James Lowe as my 11 as the left wing. Moving to my number 14, I have no other than Duhan van der Merwe. I think Duhan as the right wing, he brings raw power and finishing ability, and he's very dominant. So Duhan's one of those deceptively fast players as I've been learning and watching him in the game, and he can make what do we call like those game-breaking plays. So I think James Lowe on the left wing is just gonna add that flair and add that power from the kicking aspect and also his aerial ability. And Duhan's gonna add that power and speed on the right wing as my number 14. For number 15, as my fullback, I have Hugo Keenan from Ireland. I think he brings positional excellence. He has great counterattacking threat, and he also has defensive solidity. This guy is absolutely exceptional in my mind. and in my book. And I just think he has the ability to read the field, similar to how we have in American football, the safeties that play in the very back line. He has the ability to read the field and make plays right on a dime. No second guessing himself. I think he's going to be powerful to round out my top 15 or my starting 15 for the British Irish Lions. I'd love to know your thoughts right now on my top 15, my starting 15, before we move to my 6-2 bench split. So I want to have a little fun with it. I made my 6-2 split, and I also made a 7-1 split just because I know that's been the topic of conversation, and how they're not outlawing it in World Rugby, thankfully, and not touching the laws anymore. So for my 6-2 split, if they happen to go with this, which they probably will, coming at number 16, I have Jamie George from England. I think he's a fantastic player. He shows a lot of strength, power. Jamie George is my number 16. At 17, I have from England, Ellis Ginge. I think Ellis Ginge, he's incredibly talented, great speed, power. He's strong. I think he's going to be the number 17 as the 6-2 bench breaks down. Coming in at my number 18 is Xander Fagerson from Scotland. I really like what I've seen from him throughout the tour. There's still a lot more that I have to learn about him, but I think he's going to be a strong reserve on the bench. At 19, I have Ollie Chesham as my 19. I really like this guy, and I think England is sort of rounding out my bench as far as the dominance there. And at the end, I'll break down my conclusion and my final thoughts on, my thought process of building out this bench and the starting 15. At number 20, I have the man, Ben Earl. Defensive ability, top notch, great tackling ability. He's strong, he's fast, he's talented, high IQ. Number 20, Ben Earl from England. At 21, from Ireland, I have Josh van der Flier. He's shown a lot of talent to me, and I think he's one of those players that popped up on my radar, especially last year and even early this year. And I've just done more research on him and just really wanted to give him the nod for 21. I think he's a great player, and the Irish squad has they're really dominant from what I've seen, but I think Van der Flier is going to be a solid 21 coming off of the bench. At number 22, I have Thomas Williams from Wales. I think he's an exceptional player. Wales is still a young team. They're a nation that's trying to get their footing with Gatling being released and, coming up with the wooden spoon in this year's Six Nation in 2025. But Wales has some great young players, and I think they're going to start putting some things together as they get more experience and start from the top down, rebuilding that system. Thomas Williams gets my number 22 nod as on the bench of the 6-2. And rounding it out at number 23, I have Marcus Smith as my fly half utility. And, Marcus Smith is an exceptional player. I know he's going through some injuries right now, so that's why I put him coming off the bench, but it's sort of a toss-up between him and Finn Russell. They both have that creativity, they both have that style and flair, and I think Finn Russell right now is healthier, so that's why I have Marcus Smith coming in on the bench. Looking at my 7-1 split, all of the first 5 are the same. The only 2 I changed was my number 22, Jack Willis from England. I put him as my flanker. And at number 23 from Scotland, as my utility back, I put Blair Kinghorn. I like Blair Kinghorn. He has great pace, big physical man, strong, fast, and talented. Blair Kinghorn, if they're running a 7-1 split, gets the nod for me on the bench. And so if we're breaking down my entire starting 15 by country, I have 8 players from Ireland, 4 from Scotland, 2 from England, and 1 from Wales is my starting 15. Looking at my bench as the 6-2 split, I have 4 from England, 1 from Ireland, 1 from Scotland, and 1 from Wales. And with my bench 7-1 split, I have 5 from England, 1 from Ireland, 2 from Scotland, and 0 from Wales. And as far as my closing thoughts on why I picked this lineup, just from my background in football, I really love the combination of speed, power, and intelligence. And I feel that with the selection squad that I made for my top 15, I really tried to prioritize those players who can break the gain line, create turnovers, and execute at a high speed. Ireland, for my top 15, they dominate the selection with 8 players in my starting 15, reflecting their recent dominance. Scotland contributes 4 starters, while England provides 2 and Wales with 1. The bench I have shows more of a balance with a greater English representation. And, that was just my whole thought process as I built this out, learning about these players, learning about the nations, just trying to structure it and have fun with it from I call myself still a beginner's perspective, Qrew. So I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of my selections? Would you have made different choices? If you would, hit me in the comments below. Let me know if you love it or hate it. I'm excited to see what your whole thought process is and if you enjoyed this one. That'll do it for my selection, Qrew. What are your thoughts? You love them? You hate them? Did I miss any players? Or, what do you think of my selection based on my experience of a year and going on a year and 5 months, hyper focused in rugby? I would love to hear your thoughts. I had fun building this one out. It took me a lot of time. That's why I just had the script on the side to make sure that my thoughts were coming out clearly and cohesive and I wasn't rambling. So I hope that you appreciated this approach and this style of video. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like, hit the sub. It helps us out a lot. And in our descriptions below, drop into our QSN Rugby Collective on skool.com/rugby. Players, enthusiasts, coaches, referees, we all connect, talk about the game we love the most. We're building and growing. The first 1,000 get in for free. After that, it turns to a paid group. I would love to see you in there. Click the link in the descriptions below and let's have a chat offline, Qrew. But that'll do it for this video. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and responses in the comments below. And let's just have a little bit of fun banter back and forth, Qrew. I love you. I appreciate you. Always stay laser focused on your dreams and your vision. And remember that you're in control. Love you, Qrew. Peace.